Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, where we discuss trending issues happen around all cultures, Africa, South America, North America, and beyond. Today, we need to have a serious talk about something that's been bugging me. We're talking about the Africa Cup of Nations, a tournament we all love for its passion, its drama, and the incredible talent on display. It's a celebration of African football. But this year, I feel like some of the spirit of the game was lost, and we need to discuss the conduct of one team in particular, Morocco. Now, let me be clear from the start. This isn't about disrespecting the players' skills or the nation's footballing history. Morocco has some phenomenal talent, players who are a joy to watch at their clubs. But when you put on that national team jersey, you're representing more than just yourself. You're representing your country, and you're an ambassador for the beautiful game. And frankly, during this AFCON, their on-pitch and off-pitch behavior left a lot to be desired. Let's break it down game by game. It felt like with almost every opponent they faced, there was some sort of controversy, some kind of gamesmanship that went beyond just playing hard. It started to feel like a pattern. We saw constant complaining to the referee, players going down too easily, and a general attitude that seemed more focused on disruption than on playing football. Think about the match against DR Congo. The tension at the end of that game was palpable. The post-match scenes were chaotic and frankly, embarrassing for a tournament of this stature. It wasn't a good look. Instead of a handshake and mutual respect after a hard-fought draw, we saw confrontations. That's not what a FCON is about. Then there was the constant pressure on the officials. In every tackle, every decision, there was a swarm of players surrounding the referee. Of course, players will question calls. That's part of the game. But this felt different. It felt like a deliberate strategy to influence the referee, to create an atmosphere of pressure and intimidation. And let's not forget the smaller yet equally telling incidents. There were reports and videos circulating about things like hiding towels from opponents during throw-ins. You might say, oh, that's just a bit of fun, a bit of gamesmanship. But when you add it all up, it paints a picture. It's a picture of a team willing to do anything to gain an edge, even if it means stepping over the line of sportsmanship. It's this win-at-all-costs mentality that can tarnish the beauty of football. Fair play is a fundamental pillar of the game. It's about respecting your opponents, respecting the officials, and respecting the game itself. When you see a team repeatedly engaging in these kinds of antics, you have to question their commitment to that principle. It creates a hostile environment and takes the focus away from the skill and tactics that we all want to see. Now let's talk about the final match they played against South Africa. This was the knockout stage. The pressure was at its highest. And this match for me was the culmination of everything we had seen before. South Africa came in as the underdogs, but they played with heart, discipline, and a clear game plan. And they were rewarded for it. But the reaction from the Moroccan side was, once again, disappointing. Instead of accepting the defeat with grace, there was more complaining, more dissent. Sofiane Amrabat's red card was a moment of pure frustration and a clear foul. There was no ambiguity there. It was a professional foul to stop a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Yet, the reaction was one of disbelief and argument. This is where leadership on the pitch is so important. A captain or a senior player needs to step up and say, okay, that's it. We accept the decision, let's get on with it. But we didn't see that. This persistent complaining culture seemed to run through the entire squad. And we have to talk about the officiating in some of these games. I'm not one to blame referees for everything, it's an incredibly difficult job, but consistency is key. When one team is constantly pushing the boundaries and getting away with it, while the other team is penalized for minor infractions, it creates an unfair playing field. The perception of bias, whether real or not, damages the integrity of the match. Some of the decisions throughout the tournament were baffling, and it often felt like the team that shouted the loudest got the favorable call. Referees need to be stronger. They need to be empowered to manage the game without being influenced by this kind of pressure. They should be handing out yellow cards for dissent early on to set the tone. This isn't a debate club. It's a football match. This kind of behavior doesn't just affect the 90 minutes on the pitch. It has a ripple effect. It sets a bad example for young players watching the game. The stars of AFCON are heroes to millions of kids across Africa and the world. Those kids are watching and learning. They see their idols surrounding the referee and think that's the right way to behave. They see players feigning injury and think that's a clever tactic. We have a responsibility to promote the positive aspects of the game. What's so frustrating is that Morocco is a team with so much potential. They had a historic run at the World Cup, and they have the talent to win AFCON. They don't need to resort to these tactics. They have the skill to let their football do the talking. Imagine how much more respected they would be if they combined their undeniable talent with impeccable sportsmanship. They could be true champions, not just winners. Victory feels hollow if it's not achieved in the right way. We want to celebrate teams that play with flair, passion, and, above all, respect. We want to see epic battles decided by a moment of brilliance, not by a controversial decision won through complaining. In the end, their campaign ended in disappointment. And you have to wonder how much their approach contributed to their downfall. When you focus so much energy on arguing, on the dark arts of the game, you lose focus on your own performance. South Africa, on the other hand, remained composed, stuck to their plan, and were clinical when their chances came. They are a fantastic example of how to approach a knockout game. So, what's the takeaway here? For me, it's a call for a return to the core values of football. It's a message to teams, not just Morocco, that sportsmanship matters. How you win matters. The spirit of the game matters. AFCON is a precious tournament, a jewel in the crown of international football. We, the fans, the players, the coaches, and the officials, all have a collective responsibility to protect it. I hope that in future tournaments, we see a shift. I hope we see Morocco come back stronger, not just in terms of their footballing ability, but in their character and their conduct on the pitch. They have the potential to be a team that everyone admires, a team that inspires the next generation for all the right reasons. Let's hope they choose to be that team. Let's celebrate the teams that got it right. Let's celebrate the players who showed respect, who played with a smile, and who reminded us why we fell in love with this game in the first place. Because that's what football, and especially AFCON, should be all about. What do you guys think? Am I being too harsh? Or did you feel the same way watching the games? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'm really interested to hear your perspective on this. Don't forget to like the video if you agree and subscribe for more football analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.